Hey, this is Audi Aster with B Sharp and C. So I just did a reaction to the band, not the bland. They're anything but bland, trust me. I just did a reaction to the band Black Midi and it got blocked globally. So I had to enter a dispute with the content owner to see if I'm allowed to upload my video as a reaction. So I'm going to do another reaction real quick. I'm going to react to another Epica song because I'm finishing up the concert live at the Symphonic Synergy. This is the song. This is the second to last song in that set list. This is Cry for the Moon by Epica. And it's 9 minutes and 26 seconds long, so I'm just going to go ahead and let it play out. I want to give a quick message to fans of the Missioned Souls because I have done a lot of Missioned Souls reaction, and it's somewhat of a symbiotic relationship. It's really not, but it's somewhat of a symbiotic relationship because when I do a reaction, if I get 10, 20, 30, or 40, 50,000 views, there's revenue sharing. It actually helps them as well, get exposure. But I'm honest in all of my reactions. If I find something off or if I think something's off, I will say it. I'm not going to sit here and kiss everyone's patoot because I'm looking for views and I want to get more monetization. The money I get from YouTube is very, very little. So no matter what I do or say, it actually has no effect on how much I get, right? So I'm not looking for views. I'm not looking for subscribers. So Mission Souls fans, not the Mission Souls band, I actually think they're fantastic. Mission Souls fans, if you can't handle an honest estimation of someone talking about your band, then just unsubscribe from my channel. Do me the favor, because the threatening messages that I get on my YouTube channel, the horribly negative and insulting things that people say, because I thought I heard auto-tune, which they probably do use at least a little bit of pitch correction and post-production, because like I said, all good engineers know how to use pitch correction, but know how to use it so that it's not detected by the listener. A lazy engineer just throws it on heavy and they don't care if the singer sounds like R2-D2, right? So I would much rather, because I do read all the comments, because I really do appreciate engaging with the people who comment, the commentators, the commenters, whatever. I appreciate engaging with people who watch the channel. I get a lot of feedback from a lot of people. I get a lot of great ideas and I get a lot of suggestions. But when people insult me, insult my family, and then even, not a lot, but even put threatening comments that YouTube actually has to delete, right? When people do that, it's like, well, it makes me not want to do any more reactions to the Mission Souls. And I'm fine not doing that. I think that they're a great band. I only do it because people keep asking me to do it. But I'm honest. So if I do an honest reaction and I think that the daughter is still developing as a singer and still needs time to develop her vocals and to find her voice, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, you can just unsubscribe and not watch my channel. You don't have to be horribly nasty in the comments, because that's just going to make me stop. Mission Souls fans are the absolute most aggressive in the comment section. And it's like, okay, so do I listen to people when they ask me to do another reaction to Mission Souls? I don't have to. Quite honestly, I would rather do other bands. I only do it because of the high amount of requests that I get, but then I do it and then people just get really nasty. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say. But that's the last time I'm going to say it, because then I think I'm just going to stop doing them. Anyways, this is the song Cry for the Moon, live at the Symphonic Synergy concert, Epica. It's 9.5 minutes. I'm not going to stop it a lot. such great engineering in these concerts. These shows have amazing engineering. Just listen to that. Hear the kick drum come in? That's a heavy kick drum. Man, you really can hear how good Arian is at the drums. Just real quick, listen to how isolated that guitar is on the right ear and how well it's engineered. I mean, it just pops, you know? Oh, wow. What's that, the bassoon? Man, that drumming. I love how her vocals come in, and they come in like right when the music changes, and it's just so smooth. Ready? All right, so we're at 5.5 minutes in a 9.5 minute song, so we're past the halfway point. A couple things that I did like here is that you got to hear Rob's bass in the beginning, and and this is something that I've not necessarily complained about, but that I've mentioned a few times in the past. With some of my past reactions, I really do wish, because I know he's a good bass player. I really do wish that his bass was more isolated and that I could kind of pick it out from the mix a little bit more, a little bit better. And in the beginning of this song, I actually was able to do that. Cooin. I got corrected again. Cooin. So I was saying Cohen, and then someone told me it was Coon, and then someone said, no, it's Cooin. I actually listened to the comments, but then when the comments steer me wrong, then I get corrected, and it's like, it's not my fault, man. So Cooin on the keyboard is another one that I see him play, and I'm looking at his fingers, and I'm like, oh, he's marvelous. Sometimes I just have a hard time hearing him in the mix, but they do have a whole entire orchestra. And when you have an orchestra that's also playing the same notes in the same range as the keyboard, as the bass, I mean, you have tubas, and you have bass trombones, and you have regular trombones. They're playing notes in the same range as the bass guitar, and they're playing notes definitely in the same range as the keyboard. So yeah, it will be a little bit hard to pick it out from the mix. There's a lot going on here, and I really get the feeling in this whole entire concert, they really have the mix of the orchestra and of the choir turned up. They really wanted that otherworldly feel, that strong, majestic, otherworldly feel to the concert. So you hear the choir and you hear the orchestra really well. But yeah, some other instruments get lost in the mix, which is fine. I mean, think about it. I mean, stop and think about it. You see a trumpet player, right? Out of all those people in the orchestra, you see one guy playing the trumpet. Are you really going to be able to hear his one trumpet out of the mix? The answer is no. So when you have all these other instruments like tubas and bassoons and, slide trombones and bass trombones, all playing notes in the same range as Rob's bass guitar, yeah, it's going to be a little hard to hear it out of the mix. And I get that. Amazingly engineered. Again, this is just a massively great production. I love his drumming. I kind of want to hear a guitar solo. See if Isaac does one. There's a lot of song left. 2.5 minutes. I will say the engineering of the horned section is phenomenal. I mean, like you hear the horns very clearly in the mix. And it's like just a little north of some of the guitar scratching that you hear. You know, the guitar scratching is like on the right ear, and then just a little north of the guitar scratching, you hear the mix of the horns. So it's panned right. It's just fantastic. You can hear everything. There he goes. Man. Like a minute long drum outro. That's just fun. That's just fun right there. That's pure fun. Absolute pure just joy watching that. Yeah. So okay. So why do I know Isaac can play some stick guitar solos, and sometimes when I'm listening to an Epica song, I feel a guitar solo coming. And although I would like to see Isaac play more guitar solos, Epica says instead of a guitar solo, a lot of the times, not every time, but they say instead of a guitar solo, we're going to rewrite the song and throw in a 3 minute bridge or a 2.5 minute like interlude that's completely different, a breakdown. So what they do a lot of times, instead of keyboard solos and guitar solos, they come at you with just more songwriting and arranging. And that's, I mean, honestly, that's a lot more work when you think about it, because a lot of these guitar players, for them to play a guitar solo, they just spit it out. You know, they just bam, they express themselves. Some guitar soloists, like David Gilmour, will take time and sing and try to find out where he should go with the guitar solo. Not that he can't improvise, but he chooses not to improvise for his guitar solos. But for Epica, what they do is when they come to a point where you usually hear a guitar solo, it's usually some type of instrumental breakdown and a rewriting or a diverting of the song structure into a new song structure, even if it's just for 2.5 minutes. It's a really great breakdown. Um, but I'm a guy who I think Isaac has tremendous talent, so I want to see him play more. But that's just me. You know, like when I listen to Joe Bonamassa, I think he's a great guitar soloist. And when I listen to a song that he plays and he doesn't play a guitar solo, I'm like, wait a second, where's the guitar solo? But that's just me being selfish. Anyways, what do you think of this performance? This was really great, in my opinion. One more song left. And my favorite song so far was like 5 or 6 reactions ago, you know, and I wonder if the next song, which is their last one of this concert, I wonder if the next one is going to be better. Let's see. Anyways, this is Artie Aster with P Sharp and C.